Hi juniors, I heard that you guys are working on your personal statements with Miss Pacelli, which I think is absolutely amazing. That at the end of your junior year, that is something you should focus on, and it's something that you'll focus on again in the fall when you're seniors. I decided I would make this video because over the years I've had a lot of juniors and seniors who reach out for help on their personal statements, and since we're not in school you can't stop by and ask questions, so I figured I'd make a quick little video sort of overviewing the general advice and information I give to juniors and seniors when they come and ask for help. So I've broken it down into 4 areas: the topic, the structure, sensory language, and drafts. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is your topic. So your topic should be you. You have to tell the admissions officer information about yourself, but you can't just list a bunch of stuff about yourself and then think that that's your essay. I know from talking to students there's a really big fear that they're not interesting enough or something exciting hasn't happened to them, and that's not something that you should worry about. So the admissions officers aren't looking for like the craziest story they've ever heard or the most stressful situation a student's ever been in. The admissions officer is looking to learn more information about you. So you're going to send your transcript. That's going to tell them sort of who you are as a student with your grades and your classes and your SAT scores. This is a chance to tell them more and more about who you are as a person and a human and why they need you at their school. So when you're coming up with your topic, it just needs to be something that's about you and shows who you are as a person or how you're original in some way. I have read essays that are really amazing that focus on just a positive relationship with an adult in someone's life, and the story didn't have anything crazy happen. It was like 2 people sat down in a living room, and what that conversation meant to the person who was writing the essay, that was the story, and it was still a beautiful story. So what really matters once you pick your topic is your structure and your sensory language. So your structure. A lot of kids, especially on their first drafts, they have just like a long list of things that happened in their life, and that's not really an essay. That's just a list of stuff that may or may not connect. So you really want to kind of narrow in onto one thing, and your first 1, 2, maybe 3 paragraphs is going to be a well-developed story. You need to use the sensory language to help the reader feel like they're there with you, so that they understand your emotions and they feel the situation that's happening, and it's helping them to understand you as a person. Then you're going to have 1 to 2 paragraphs where you explain how that thing you just talked about makes you who you are as a person. That's important. So this isn't where you're going to be like, and that's why I need to go to this college and you need to accept me. I'd leave statements like that out of your personal statement. Connect it back to sort of things that make you the person you are. Did this thing that you just wrote about make you more courageous? And then why is being courageous important when you go to college? Make those sort of connections rather than trying to say like, I have to go to this specific college for this specific reason. Those often sound really fake and kind of forced, and you don't want that in your essay. The last thing we need to talk about is drafts. So a lot of people write their personal statement and they think, oh, I did it, I'm done, it just gets submitted. Just like any really good piece of writing, and this should be an example of a good piece of writing because you're sending it with your college admissions information, it should take you more than 1 draft. Like, I'd be shocked if a lot of people wrote 1 draft and it was like perfect and ready to go. So I want you to think back to 9th grade, and I'm sure other classes since then where you've had to do drafts to improve your work, and keep that in mind. So if you're getting feedback from a teacher, whoever it is, then you need to take that feedback into consideration and decide, is it something you should use or something that you don't really need to use? And this is something that even in college still happens. So I'm taking classes and I have my dissertation chapters and I'm on the 3rd draft and waiting for more feedback. And that's just how it goes. Like the first time I submitted, I was like, great, I'm done. And then they're like, no, you need to make changes. This is going to be the same thing. But remember, this is only like 1 to 2 pages, so it's not this huge document. So as long as you make sure that you're using the feedback appropriately, it's going to help you. One way to kind of help you avoid having to do too many drafts is making sure that you pick a topic that's something that is meaningful to you in some way, or that you can develop into a story. Because if you just list a bunch of things, and this happens every year where I see students and they ask for feedback, and their whole story is really like 6 different stories, and then I have to say, which one of these 6 things do you want to focus on? Then they start over. So as long as you start with a really strong topic, then this part is a lot easier. If you don't really have a great topic or you're not sure what to write about, then the feedback is where you're going to do a lot of your learning. So I hope this is helpful. I hope everyone's doing really well. If you have questions about your personal statement, just like always, you can reach out. All right, see you soon, I hope.